Hey there, and welcome back to another video with Cryptify. Today we're going to be talking about the state of market. We're going to be looking at the midterm, the near term, and the long term trends, right? So this is really important for us, especially with Bitcoin moving so volatile. Let me just open my last closed window. So the state of the market right now is in a bit of a disarray. And as a former trader with years and years of experience, um, we need to understand the fundamentals of what's going on here first. Um, Always remember technicals come second and actual fundamental analysis comes first. So what I want to show you guys is a few things to look out for. The first is I want to look at what's green today, right? So I'm going to change my percentage. This is just a list of altcoins I'm keeping my eye on. So let's look at Luna. Luna is the most green, the most bullish as per usual. Um, I would be very careful, guys, getting into Luna now, to be honest with you. Um, whilst it's a scarce asset, it is known to have some volatile swings. If you can catch anywhere in this price region, you'd be doing very well for yourself. This actually built up from July the 30th and has been trading within it ever since. We broke out and tested the mid-range. If you caught onto here, that was a very nice point. And if we can draw this back, if we can bring this back here, we drew this last time. We had a technical analysis video. Realistically, we've been trading here for a very long time. We've been trading within this for a very long time. So we were due a breakout. Um, and one of the things which is important to look at when you're looking at Luna is anything above here is more or less unstable growth, as I would term it. And a lot of you might not be happy with that, but the term that needs to be used and needs to be discussed is unstable growth. Um, I know their burn rate is extremely high and extremely fast, and they have protocols which are to do with volatility and arbitrage, and works very well in this market. And a lot of Luna's being burnt. But there's one thing you guys need to understand is people still own Luna, they will sell Luna, and you could, if you're leveraging your position, be caught on the wrong side of the price. So be very careful. Try catch it on either this line, um, perhaps even this line. I guess you could draw because it's not touched this line, right? Uh, Buyers tend to snap up Luna before. If we draw some connecting points, I think even if you manage to get anything here as your base, it would be an extremely good buy, right? But the uptrend is clear. Um, Not even a cup and handle pattern forming. This was not even a cup and handle pattern forming. I think potentially today we may see Luna rise to $90. Um, and what's the reasons for this? Well, it's to do with Luna's circulating supply, of course. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm a big Luna advocate. There's already enough people shilling Luna, so I don't feel the need to talk more about Luna. I think in terms of technicals, though, it's important to understand where we are in the market, right? So Luna's the top gainer of the day, and in this part of the series, we're going to be examining the market. So let's look at Luna and its 4-hour chart. And this is something more useful to us. As a trader, entry points. What I'm helping you guys find, I'm helping you guys find entry points. So I would suggest if you can catch anywhere above $60 um, and below $74, I think you're catching something quite nice, right? Let me show you guys how this looks like on the chart. Um, so $74, right? So we've kind of had, let's go zoom in slightly more, right? We've been bouncing off this. We tested it as support quite a few times. If we break out further, this is 74 is going to be a nice region for us, right? Um, let me get some chart lines drawn up here. Let's talk about the Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci is quite important for us. For the sake of this, I'm going to do a retracement firstly, just to identify some key levels. So $64 is a very nice key level as of right now. And it works well with our parallel channel. As you can see, this is a nice point for us. 53 also can work quite well. I don't believe we'll be holding the 53 for long. There's divergence here. The channel's increasing much faster than the fib is. And as you can see, these fib targets have held the support quite nicely. I doubt we'll ever see this again. I doubt we'll ever see any of these targets again. However, it is cryptocurrency and the market is extremely volatile. So in these videos, I'm trying to prepare you for the worst case scenarios. That aside, let's take this Fibonacci retracement off. Oh, bear with me. Just take off all the indicators, drawings. Right, now what I want to show you guys is a trend-based Fibonacci extension. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and take it from, let's take it from the swing low. And let's take it to the previous swing high. So had you guys had targets on this, right here, it's just some nice targets in the future. This is the way I like to do my fib extension. Not everyone likes to do it the same way, and that's fine, but this is the way I like to do mine. You could drag it down here, I guess, if you wanted to. You could move that one down here. And these are just price targets, right? So what's important for us is to understand we've broken 78.12. If we can reach 103, that's our next price target. As you can see, we broke that significant trading area. I believe if we can break this with enough volume, um, we would be seeing a range for a while here before we break out further. Um, breaking out further would be very, very bullish for Luna. And as you know, with their circulating supply, it's a very bullish cryptocurrency. Uh, but that aside, let's have a look at a few more. The state of the market needs to be addressed firstly. So what do we need to address? Apologies for the throat clearance, by the way. I like to do these videos live, so I create them and I upload them straight away with a little bit of editing, but I feel there's no need to cut out bits. A lot of these creators like cutting out bits and pieces of their videos, and it's not real. Uh, they like to keep a lot of stuff hidden, a lot of their cryptocurrencies hidden. These are all the ones I'm looking at. Feel free to look at them, copy them, whatever you like to do. Um, what's important for us now to understand is the state of the market, right? What's going on here in Bitcoin? So let's draw a trend line over here. Apologies for the cough, by the way. All right, this is not good whatsoever. And I kind of predicted this, right? I knew we weren't going to, I guess in the market, you never really want to say you predicted, but I did, and it was on my Twitter. Um, we were going, we're going to hit fill this wick. Every time we've, sorry, let me just remove these drawings. We're very likely to fill this wick over here. We're very likely to fill it due to Omicron, due to other things. We've been trying to get down to that wick slowly. Unfortunately, there's been significantly less volume, perhaps accumulation, although I think it's more to do with manipulation. And we haven't really bounced back to this trend line. We did once after breaking it, but this was our new level of support. So defining the new level of support is over here, and I don't like this wick as much, right? I'm going to use something that's been more accumulated, right? I'm going to use this 39,978, the 40k level. I think the 40k level is very important psychologically for Bitcoin. I think we could do anything above this. I think the bullish level for us is 52k. If we can get above that 52k, I think actually with these whales, what whales like to do is they like to bring it to that level, but they won't bring it higher. So I say 53k, and I think this agrees with some on-chain analysis by Will Clemente. Anyways, what it is we are trading within this channel, and be very careful over here, guys, because in this channel, the whales do not like to accumulate. I repeat, the whales do not like to accumulate within this channel. Whales prefer to accumulate. Let me show you guys. As you can see, if we look at the time spent in this channel, very, very quick movements, very, very quick, very, very quick. Obviously that can change. Let's look at the past. Very quick bounces, guys. We don't want to be in this channel for too long. If we are in this channel for too long, we're not going to get that nice bounce. We might trade in this channel for a while, and then we may go down from here. Let me see. Yeah, so realistically, we're feeling quite a bit of percentage here. Yeah, guys, be very, very careful. The state of the market isn't looking good right now. I would not suggest taking any long positions. Not financial advice, of course, but take care of the markets, guys. As you can see, Bitcoin is a very, very volatile asset. And on its previous swing, you can see we pump up. It's very, very similar to the May crash, I would say is the most similar, right? Because if we look at it in terms of percentages, right? What is this in terms of percentages, guys? This is basically 40, well, no, it's slightly more, 50%. And we filled this wick, guys. We filled it. This is the most important thing. We did not test above it. We did not test above this big wick level, this 53K for a very long time, guys, until we had a breakout. It was actually a descending triangle pattern. Interesting. It's meant to be a very bearish pattern, but obviously the whales like to manipulate you guys. And if you're not careful, you will end up getting manipulated, guys. So you wouldn't expect to break out the downside, not the upside. Yeah, and I expect something similar, to be honest, to happen. I think what would be very bearish for us personally is if we broke this level of support. Breaking this level of support is going to be extremely bad for us, guys. 29K. If we break that, who knows where we're going to go? I think it would be based more on fundamentals, though. So that aside, let's move into a line graph. I think a line graph always does us justice, guys. A line graph always does us justice. Really shows us the true trend and wipes out the noise here. So this is, I think, the perfect trend line. As you can see, I think we've discussed earlier, there's an intermediate trend at play over here, guys, over here. We're going to break this, I believe, very shortly for a quick bounce down and a quick bounce up. I think 40K will be our target. So I believe if we break it, it could be somewhere in February. I believe in my targets are late January. I believe we may be trading within this range for a very long time. And then late January, I believe we will hit 40K. And the time between 22nd July and 1st August, we will probably bounce up very shortly and resume this uptrend, right? I would then choose to take profits and not try and get caught again at about 70K. But one thing you guys need to understand is Bitcoin is leveling off in terms of price. We had exponential price rises here if we look at it from a logarithmic scale, and then we've fallen off ever since. So finally, before I finish up with this video, what I want to look at with you guys is one more thing, and that is the futures market, right? Let's look at the S&P 500. Let's look at what the S&P 500 is saying. As always, guys, you need to look at the Dow Jones Industrial. You need to look at the S&P 500 because that is where institutional money comes in. When institutional money comes in, that's where the money's to be made. Wherever they are, whatever bets they're hedging, if you can be on the right side as them, it's going to work in your favor. Right, guys, so we drew these trend lines here earlier, and let's just go back to them. I like working in channels and then using technicals to predict a breakout. That's my technical perspective and my technical area of expertise. I prefer being a channel trader. I don't like trading these long breakouts. I think anyone who tries to predict a point such as this is fooling themselves. And I think, for example, if it's hitting here or hitting here, I would set a protective stop loss over here and I would short it. Uh, Whether or not it's spiked up, for example, here, let me give you an idea. As soon as it hit here, I may have had a buy long position because it was trading this trend. I may have been shorted, I may have been liquidated, but I would have set a very tight stop loss just outside this channel, of course. Um, and that's my way of trading, guys. The way I see it, however, with Omicron fears, and I don't like to mix fundamentals with technicals, but this is a prime example of fundamentals and technicals, guys, right? We've not seen this. We've not seen this downtrend spike. But one thing I want you guys to realize, and I want you guys to notice, is this. Let me see if I can get my pen out. Um, is a flag mark. Okay, it's nice, and I want you to look at this. Now, what is this, guys? What is this? This is key. This is a money-making machine if you understand this, right? What is this and what is this? I think you guys need to understand that bear traps and bull traps aren't all about flags anymore, guys. Bear traps and bull traps are about taking the market by storm and then crashing it. This, we're trading in a trend very much so. This is just an enlarged version of this. We've dropped, right? We've picked up, and now what are we seeing here, right? I believe, and this is based on just potential, we could see anywhere up to a 34% decrease. So if I can get the same thing for you guys here, I believe we may see um, perhaps over here, depending on how bad Omicron is. Obviously, that's the worst case scenario, but if we do, we have very, very nice support, and I wouldn't be opposed to stopping somewhere at the 3,900 level for a little bit of support, a little bit of reaccumulation. Let's check out the Dow Jones Industrial. These markets are bleeding, guys. Be very careful. Do not, do not, and I repeat, do not try and get into cryptocurrency, leverage your way in. Do not try that, guys. Um, we may be going wherever, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but I have a perspective, and the perspective is the markets are going to crash very shortly. It is fundamentally simple. Retail is going to crash the markets, right? The lack of retail, the lack of money inflows. The money inflows means investors are going to move to risk off assets, right? Which means these cryptocurrency markets, and we take Bitcoin as our leader, are going to be tanking. Now, let's look at this, right? Something very interesting to you guys. We always need to look at Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin as a reflection of the total market cap as a whole. Okay, so what we need to look at here especially is we need to look and understand, is Bitcoin dominance bottoming out? This is key for us, guys. If Bitcoin dominance breaks, altcoins may not be affected as bad. If we bounce, Bitcoin may suffer a fair extent from the knockoff in markets, but altcoins will be burnt, guys. So I think all in all, you guys need to be very, very careful. And I think the summary analysis of what we've got here is the markets are not looking great, guys. Um, the investors like to, from a 1 day perspective, let's see, they like to fake you out, guys. They like to take you down here. Okay, we bounce off the trend. Guys, realistically, we may not be trading in a trend for much longer. Um, Very simple mathematics, guys. Just measure the trend, the distance in the trend, right? The distance of this, and see how long have we got. Um, Whilst we can't predict the past, use the past to predict the future, we can learn something from it. Anyways, guys, that's it from the video today. Today we discussed Luna, we discussed Bitcoin, we discussed the S&P 500 and the futures market. So you guys take care, and I'm going to be putting out another technical analysis video on altcoins very shortly. Um, Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and leave a comment and tell me what you guys thought of the video.